Alright guys, what's up? We're back with another video. Today we'll be going over a series of, I believe, 3 trades that we took. 2 losses, 1 win. And yeah, so let's get right into this. Alright, so at first we saw Asian Open was... Asian Open went down to I believe a fair value gap. So we wanted to see if we could get some out of there, but I think the first thing that we saw was this 1 minute inverse. Let's see. So that is 1 minute. Get an inverse there. Yeah, it's a decent inverse. Not the best kind of inverse you wanted to see, but still inverse nonetheless. We are hitting a key level, so we would deliver from here. We put stops this candle, then aim for a 1-2-1 right there, and that would have hit. But ladies and gentlemen, that is not the trade that we took. Okay, so that was a very valid trade idea that we didn't execute, but it was a valid one evidently. But we wanted to continue this bearish momentum that we had. So the idea was either to tap into a 5 or 15 minute fair value gap, in which we were in this range. We was tapping into this big old 5 minute fair value gap, and then I believe there was also there's a 15 all the way up here. But we were thinking ahead, like Patty says, and this is always kind of in my 4 years of trading, I've always been like that, to always think of different scenarios. Like, what do I do if this moves up? I don't have a set thing in mind, but I do have something I do preference more than the others. So like, for example, this one, I knew that there was a possibility that that price would inverse a bearish rally gap on the 1 minute and then just go up higher. There was definitely a possibility for that, but we wanted to go with also with the overall trend of gold, so which was bearish, right? So that is the reasoning behind this one. In hindsight, I mean, we should have waited for a 15 minute, honestly, because a 5 minute with this big old fair value gap, it's not like we got an immediate rejection, and we weren't even forming any fair value gaps, I don't think, on the way up until about, let's see, probably form one on the 2 minute. Yeah, was it a 3 minute one actually? Yeah, that was a 3 minute. All right, so we waited for a 3 minute 3 minute fair value gap to actually form, and then we get an inverse there, but we immediately reject up higher. So with this, we placed that right above these. We actually entered in on the pullback. Thought we was getting a sick entry. So we entered it on that, and just watch this. So we go a candle down, boom, and we failed to, make a lower low than this. So we get stopped out here. So I'm still looking, to see if I get something. It's 8:26. We get what? Boom, 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 boom. Right now we got a new 15 minute, which is really good. That's that was ideally what we wanted to see. We wanted to see this 15 minute get formed, and then get a tap into it, and then an inverse to the downside and sweep out these lows. So we wanted to see a tap back into that, right? Which I think we get a tap right here, but I had seen like this. It's like bullshit going on with them. That it's just like chopping around that fair value gap and forming, these wicks up there. So I was looking at this 3 minute, and I think that's what I was waiting on to pull the trigger on this one, was this 3 minute to get inversed, and then I would have taken it, because I mean otherwise it would have still been a good trade. I mean, it was a V-shaped reversal. We just had to inverse. Maybe I had an inverse on the 2 minute, inverse on the 1 minute. Or was it a 2 minute? No. Inverse on the 1 minute. But the 3 minute was getting respected, right? Of course, we didn't enter in on this trade. So we waited. We waited. All right, and then we get a resweep of those highs up there. All right. So in my mind, I'm thinking, okay, there's no more, low resistance liquidity above us to stop rate us. So, but in turn with that, we form more liquidity at the top. So wasn't looking good, very choppy. And then I think we should have got like a breakout here. Okay, was it here? I don't know what this was. Maybe it might have been a 2-minute. It might have been a 2-minute, honestly. Let's see. Well, I guess we took it on the 2-minute, on this 2-minute, this little 2-minute inverse. To the downside. So again, I believe we rated for some rejection. Oh yeah, we entered back up there, and I think we wicked these out, and then we get stopped. So the reason for this one, I mean, we kind of it's kind of like bullshit because we had seen this liquidity just forming here. There's low resistance. So it's only a matter of time to price for it. For price could come back out and put those orders in or stop those people out. But yeah, that is that. And then so that's 2 losses that we had right there. So we were still looking. And we could see that price was still in that fair value gap, right? Still hadn't inversed it. To me, it still appeared like we were bullish. Now I think we did inverse this, but I mean this isn't like a real convincing close, especially when we're just waking up higher. It's something to think about. The price is just bullshit. So do think. Oh yeah, did we get a tap into that? No, we don't. No, we don't. Okay. Well, this is kind of what I wanted to see. Take out all those highs again. And then now, this could be the setup you take. Right? Once this inverses, or if it does the same shit again, I think it did actually. Yep. And that is why we didn't take that. Okay, let's see. Yeah, so I think we got a 3-minute inverse, right? Then we also had a 5-minute. Should have been, yep, right here. So I think this is what we were finally looking at. We had seen already 3-minute guy inverse, 2-minute guy inverse, 1-minute guy inverse, of course. And 5-minute, we were waiting for this 5-minute close, which was right here. And I believe on the trade evade accounts, we put a market order in as soon as it went in. But on the Wealth Charts accounts, once this fair value gap opened up, I believe we just waited to the half point, put our entries around there, and we got another entry as well on the trade evade accounts. Even this fair value gap, this is something beautiful we wanted to see. So go up, we wicket, I mean top tick, tickety top take, and we go straight to take profit. Now, on the trade evade accounts, for some reason, I kind of fucked it up. So, with Apex, they have its trailing drawdown, live trailing drawdown. So whatever, even if you're up and the trade retraces, you're losing that money as drawdown. So I thought I had put already a take profit here, but I actually ended up closing like somewhere around here. But yeah, I mean, in hindsight again, we were just aiming for something pretty good. Um, just these lows because they were inside of a 3-minute fair value gap. But in hindsight again, like there was nothing holding this uptrend up. So we could have went all the way down here into these lows. So that is that. We did get a little bit early and exit, so it brought us to break even. But if we would have kept on holding, we would probably been a massive profit on all the counts past the Apex accounts, and been up a decent amount as well on the funded accounts. But we exited out there. Yeah. So I was kind of like just trying to see what price did, and if it did all, ultimately go up and go up to those, back up to those, back down to those lows, and it does. But let me also show you this. This was another re-entry that I was looking at. Now this is not. I didn't want to take it because I was kind of okay. Like I'm at break even. Took 3 trades. I wasn't like really inclined to take it. But we get this beautiful tap and rejection of this 15-minute fair value gap. And then, let's see. Yep. Yeah, so we get that beautiful tap. Okay, I don't think we tapped it here yet. Okay, boom, tap. Okay, and then, you see 2-minute. 2-minute got inversed. 3-minute. No, 5-minute. Yeah, it was a 3-minute. So as soon as you saw this, this 3-minute get inversed, could have entered in right here after this this candle close. Boom. And boom. And boom. And boom. So that one would have also been a valid one. Think you could probably held on to right here. But I just didn't want to take it because we had already taken our max amount of trade. Well, what I consider to be my max amount of trades. So, yeah, let's watch for this trade. But yep. But this, I mean, you would have probably been out. Like, we really don't want to catch these moves back, just because we could lose a lot of money on drawdown on the actual Apex accounts. So that's why, like, although they may not want to say it, but it incentivizes early closes, right? Because I mean, you would have probably been down a good, what? Yeah, like a good $1,000 to draw down right there. So halfway blown your account just by staying in the trade. So yep. Anyways, that is the end of this video. I will be back the next day. I take a trade to make a trade recap. But other than that, I appreciate you guys watching me. Emotions were a lot better this time. Even though I know it looks like I took a lot of trades, but they were all trades according to my bias. With I think only the first trade being that I settled for something I didn't really want to. I settled for something less. So, yep. See you guys in the next video.